Okay, for more insight, let's turn to Donald Trump's son, Eric Trump.
Courage. There's that famous quote right after Pearl Harbor. I think we've just awoken a sleeping giant and filled him with terrible resolve. And it kind of rings true here.
Wait, so this is like Pearl Harbor?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Probably
one guy getting assassinated is like Pearl Harbor. So are we going to invade somebody now? Like, all right.
Maybe okay. Portland.
Yeah. Yeah. Honestly, I shouldn't laugh because I think Trump would consider that.
Yeah.
Invade Portland.
That's exactly what you did. Literally, as I was showing up to the studio, Maria, there was an older Jamaican man who came up to me in very broken English and said, "Mr. Trump, I'm very sorry about Charlie Kirk. He was an amazing Christian. I am Charlie Kirk," right? It's transcended the
Now, let's all say what we're all thinking. Katie, I mean, what did you hear when you heard him tee up this story about an older Jamaican man?
I thought an impersonation was coming down the pipe.
You thought he was going to do the accent? You thought he was going to do the accent?
Yeah. But to be fair, he was speaking in broken English. Does he think that Jamaican people don't speak English as like a first language?
Who knows what goes on the mind of Eric Trump, but I mean, credit to him for not trying at least to do the accent.
Yeah, that's true. Could have been more. Yeah.
I bet the of youth, like,
sorry,
everybody.
I bet the other brother would have done that. Donald Jr.
Yes.
He's less. He's less self-control.
Yes.
Of youth, like everybody over the last couple of days has been talking about how Charlie created the greatest youth movement. What's happened with this assassination has affected everybody. I've had employees, Maria, call me and say, my 17-year-old daughter has been in her room crying. It's changed her immensely. I mean,
from Jamaicans who speak broken English to 17-year-old girls, not one soul has not been touched by Charlie's murder. Kind of like it's like the presidential story, except for applied to this. And it's like I was talking to, Betty Smith in Missouri, and she told me, just like random people.
Look, there is a human tragedy here, in that like Charlie Kirk. I mean, look, he did not obviously deserve any violence against him. He was exercising his right to free speech, and there's no justification for any act of violence against him or anybody else for their speech. And he leaves behind 2 young children and a wife, and that's the element here that I think is worth mourning, and it's a terrible tragedy, and his family deserves all the sympathy. But then when you pile on this like thing about like now they've awoken this
sleeping giant,
a sleeping giant, as if this is Pearl Harbor, and like and of course, as we talked about last week, just ignoring the fact that people on the liberal side, on the left, they've been attacked with violence too.
Right.
There have been plenty of targeted violence against people on the left. So to make this just like uniquely against MAGA is really irresponsible, and yes, speaks to that more dangerous moment that we could be entering as a result.
Right. Yeah. And again, no one is mentioning the people in Minnesota who were shot and killed. Democrats.
Yeah, the state lawmakers, the state lawmaker and her husband, I believe, who were killed. Yeah, I know. Like that just got swept under the rug.
Yeah.
Okay. More from Eric Trump.
They were being taught revisionist history in the classrooms, and honestly, it all changed. And honestly, that it all has Charlie's DNA in it. So we're going to miss a great friend, but they have definitely awoken that sleeping enemy.
Eric, thank you.
Sleeping enemy, awoken a sleeping enemy. Brings it up again. Also, I like the way he's basically bragging about censorship, right? Like his legacy is changing history books.
Just a side note. I don't know if you've seen the movie Sleeping with the Enemy with Julia Roberts.
Oh, yeah, great film. Yeah.
That's one of the scariest bad guys on film ever. Yes. The husband.
Yeah.
Really, really scary.
Yeah.
And yeah. Well, I hope Eric Trump is like you don't want to come across a sleeping enemy. I'll just say that. I mean, I don't know exactly what he's referring to. Like, so what's going to happen now? Like,
atomic bomb.
Yeah. Like, I don't know, like Pearl Harbor. I don't know, but scary times. Okay. Let's turn to Kristi Noem, the
Oh my gosh.
head of the Department of Homeland Security.
You worry about adversaries, China sending hundreds of thousands of people into the country because of the open border, Russia, the same thing. What can you tell us about the bigger worry? You worried more about...
Wait, China is sending people through the border?
Yeah, Katie, it was said on, it was asserted as fact, so it must be true.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it must be true that China's doing that.
Right.
It was just asserted as established fact, so, you know.
It is, right. But also Noem, she's constantly bragging about how the border is closed, remember? And they painted it with hot black paint. Well, they painted with black paint, which will get hot and make it hard for people to climb. So I'm getting a mixed message here. Are the borders open to Chinese people or their proxies that they're sending through, or are they closed? I think they need another coat of black paint, it sounds like.
Adversaries trying to unseat America as the #1 superpower, or the enemy within, Americans who are turning against their fellow citizens?
Oh gosh, Maria, you are exactly right. So we talk a lot about cartels and known and suspected terrorists and gang organizations. But the fact is that those evil foreign governments that have sought to take us down for decades and decades, such as China, they infiltrated our country too. They crossed those borders under the Biden policies that opened us up and made us so vulnerable for national security threats. So we do have efforts to make sure that we're removing those individuals as well. And listen, we're a nation of laws. We have borders. We enforce those laws now. We will go after every single person that is a criminal alien that needs to be removed for the safety of our future. And that includes not just cartels and not just foreign terrorist organizations. It includes those evil foreign governments who sent people here too.
And what's really weird about this is that she's like, which is a bigger threat, the enemy within, right? Or the Chinese who are pouring through the open borders. And she's like, oh yeah, you're so right. And then she doesn't mention the enemy within. So I'm thinking that maybe she's prioritizing the Chinese in terms of what she's going after.
All I know is whenever you have an act of violence, you can count on the Trump administration to exploit it to become even more draconian.
Right.
And that's exactly what I think we can expect now out of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Let's turn to the governor of Utah. He has been making the rounds, Spencer Cox, and he gave an update to CNN on the investigation so far into the alleged shooter in Charlie Kirk's murder.
Are reporting that the suspect lived with a transgender partner. Is that accurate? And are investigators looking at this part of his life as a possible motivation?
Yes, definitely. And yes, I can confirm that. I know that has been reported and that the FBI has confirmed that as well, that the roommate was a romantic partner, a male transitioning to female. I can say that he has been very cooperative. This partner has been incredibly cooperative, had no idea that this was happening, and is working with investigators right now.
And how is that relevant to the investigation when it comes to the motive? Are you learning that?
Sure. Well, yeah, that's what we're trying to figure out right now. Again, it's easy to draw conclusions from that, and so we've got the shell casings, other forensic evidence that is coming in, and trying to piece all of those things together.
You said,
like the Wall Street Journal reported,
oh my God,
very early on, like after the murder, that there was transgender ideology written on the shell casings, like on the, and that turned out to be, at least so as far as we know so far, not true. Like there was one reference to there's one thing that said, if you're reading this, you're gay, LMO. You know what I mean?
Well, also it said TRN on the casing, on the bullets, and they claimed that was a trans reference when it's actually like the marking, like the brand of the bullet.
Yeah. So regardless, like that story plus this detail about the trans partner, that obviously it's easy to see what's going to happen. That's going to fuel even more hate towards trans people.
She's really going out on a limb here, Dana. She's like asking him once and asking him twice. And he's actually, he seems much more like logical or calm or less bigoted than she is, this Republican governor. I do wonder if the person he's talking to with male pronouns, I do wonder if that person refers to themselves as male or female, a man or a woman, excuse me. But it's like, does she think that everyone who meets someone trans or has a trans partner or roommate then goes out and shoots someone? Like,
Well,
like she asked that if someone has a cis partner, if that was part of their motivation.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the narrative that we're going to get now, because there was such a quick jump to, as you talked about, like to like misinterpret the shell casings into thinking that they promoted trans ideology, whatever even that means, trans ideology. But yeah.